You've decided to swing an axe with the Marauders, then? Blathoda wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Marauders Guild. Alright then, all that needs doing now is to speak with the Axe Master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Wernzowen's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to you. Yes, I'm Wernzowen, Axe Master they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by the Blathoda, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Very well. Your name? Attend me well then, Tolucc. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the beating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creatures have fallen to your blade. You have returned to me a different woman. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you're capable. But there is much training to be done before you wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. You shall have this hunting log to aid you in the endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, myriad methods by which you may improve your techniques, but when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reliable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both your practice grounds and the battlefield. Axemaster Warzonin wishes you to experience a traditional Marauder training method. Tolucc, you approach me with the Marauder strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. I'm pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, what sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger? It is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade, and that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus we come to the core of this day's lesson. Such strength as a Marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of the guild, a method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Brobar in the practice area downstairs, and he shall instruct you further. The Axe Master told me you'd be on your way. My name's Brobar. Good it is to meet you, a new Marauder. Now, we axe wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right, our traditional method involves a smashing a rock with your axe. But you can't just use any old swing, you need to hit the rock just so. Rodgeim, a fellow Marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate by the bridge over by the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done. Greetings, lass. Ready to split some stone, are you? I have 3 nice hard rocks for you built up a sweat on. Don't try nothing fancy now, just hit 'em with a good solid heavy swing. That's the way to do it, lass. Now you've got the idea. Why don't you have him a little harder than a heavy swing of yours, holding nothing back? Aye, I can see you're a natural. My head's still ringing with the sound of cracking boulders. Take yourself back to Axemaster Warzonin and let him know you're ready for something harder. Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Tolucc? An urgent request to help has arrived from the Red Rooster Stead, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalocrabs have unwittingly elected itself the next test of your prowess. As this is your first out and unofficial Marauder duty, you should be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Tolucc. She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. Hi, Tolucc. I know who you are. My brother's often had me escort his fledgling marauders on more dangerous tasks. I suppose Wernzowen expects me to give you the details then? Very well. It seems the farmers need us to clear out a megalith crab nest near the Mourning Widow in Lower Nahosha. I shall trust you to find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. Looks as if nobody's home. Mayhap they knew we were coming? Aid! I need aid! Please, it's my grandson. Them snippers got him. I told Sigurd not to get too close, I told him. Get that weapon ready, Tolucc. We need to move, now. Ah, bugger and shite! Get away from me, you bloody great bastard! Thank you, miss. I thought I was dead for sure. I can't even play outside no more. What were all these scary monsters about? Me ma and me da, they both killed by some nasty bugger not so long ago, and aurochs big as a mountain. But I bet you could beat it. Aye, make it pay for what it did to me folks. You take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Tolucc here who'll be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about that big nasty bugger. Consider your first duty a success, Tolucc. It's time you headed back as well, before Wernzowen begins to worry I've left your corpse for the crabs. So you shattered the shells of the megalo crabs and saved the life of a child into the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Tolucc. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it's unusual for such crabs to be found so near the stead. By all accounts, the creatures were outcasted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is known terror in the lands of Lenosha, ever seeking to expand its territory. And that boy's parents were but two of the many victims to fall to its rampages. It's a threat that must be dealt with ere long. Do thoughts of vengeance flit through your mind, Tolucc? Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skills, but if you'd answer the lad's cry for revenge, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth this challenge demands. Wernzowen wishes to speak with you regarding your ongoing training. Tolucc, I've gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Sighard bade you slay. The tale names this creature Kujata. Those who have witnessed Kujata in the terrifying flesh also call him the Stampeding Mountain. Such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I lend you my blind iron minds. We have had word that folk are falling prey to the claws of the local Galagos. It's up to your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blades sing in the righteous slaughter. Welcome back, Tolucc. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. But though your efforts are to be commended, there is yet much work to be done. Kujata, object of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuff spilled from the overturned wain has attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without prejudice for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subexist on the scraps left in the wake of Kujata's rampages. To face Kujata himself, you yet need require far more training, but do not despair, Tolucc. As Axe Master and fellow Marauder, this I swear, I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon, until the blade of the axe you can slice cleanly through the thicket hide. The most knotted muscle, the densest bone, this menace will fall by your hand. You may find yourself drawn to explore the possibilities offered by other disciplines and guilds. These distractions are inevitable and perhaps necessary, but I urge you to do so. Return to the path of the Marauder. I do not wish your edge to dull just as you begin to show such potential. Fare you well, Tolucc. Axemaster Wernzowen has a new task for you to undertake. I see that you have been diligent in your training. You need not tell me in words, it shows in your bearing, in your unwavering gaze. It's time for you to once more lift your axe in service to the guild. There have been reports of a sizable creature roaming the outskirts of Aleport in western Lenosha. This monster is no Kujata, but the threat it presents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. It should also prove a worthy foe to test your bargaining prowess. How to find this beast? Well, I am fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Renfred. He took up residence in Aleport some years ago and will gladly aid you in this task. With Renfred's assistance, you are to track down this prowling danger and provide it swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. One of Wirezone's girls, are you? Well, I've known that sprat since he was knee-high to a, well, he was always kind of a big fella. Was Warzone, now they call him Axemaster, eh? Not a subtle lot, you Marauders. So I suppose you're here to hunt down our local trouble. What you need to do then is take yourself northwest up towards Camp Skull Valley and give a good whistle. The mean bugger you're after, his name's Petrapstan. By the by, will come running across the weeded plains. He'll think you're trespassing on his territory, see? So you better have that cleaver of yours ready. Oshan's blessings be upon you. I've been in contact with Rayfred, and he has not but praise for you. Your representation of the guild has been exemplary. There's one more task I'd have you complete this day, a task that will demonstrate for you just how strong you have become. Report to Skagfrin, where he waits on the bank of Egglish River, and he shall help you unveil the untapped power of your axe. Aye, lass, I know why you're here, and after seeing this big old boulder, I'd wager you know why you're here too. Now, my rock's a bit more of a challenge than those pebbles Rotgeim had you training on. To crack this beauty will require a relatively heavy swing. Impossible, you say? Ha! Why Zoan wouldn't send you out here if he didn't think you capable. How would you look at that? And on your first attempt, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Axe Master for you. I knew you would return before long. The deafening crack of shattering boulder reached me even here. The feat of strength deserves recognition, and you shall have it in the form of a new technique, adopted and perfected by our guild forebears. The tomahawk throw was first devised by pirates as an opening attack on closing enemy vessels. Though we primarily focus on close quarter combat, you'll no doubt find that having a powerful ranged strike at your disposal greatly expands your tactical versatility. I sense that the impeding confrontation with the Kujata weighs heavily on your mind, Tolucc, but hurried swings lead to glancing blows. There's no swift road to attaining the peak of mastery you seek, only a steady, measured ascent. Axe-Master Wyzoan requires your assistance with a troubling development. Tolucc, there's trouble afoot. Do you recall the lad whose parents were slain by that beast Kujata? The boy's grandfather, Nedard, but recently contacted us with a worrisome news. Young Siddard has gone missing. There had been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it would seem that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. As you are familiar with the boy and his tragic tale, I'd have you attend to his matter. My sister Solquib awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been appraised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. Tolucc, I assume you're here to discuss the missing child and not to sample a bowl of mutton stew? First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. I suggest that we head to the Red Rooster Stead and learn what more we need from old Nedard. Thank the gods for you here. Seems me grandson is set on causing naught but trouble for you. But surely ken old the lad is feeling. Owls is boiling with hate for the murderous beast. And the last time when you caught along like a avenging angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, you lit a fire in his belly. He must have gotten in its lead to take revenge on the beast itself, daft little bugger. Any road, once he heard Kujata's been spotted near airport, why he'd short through the door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg of you, find me little Sigard afore he gets himself stomped to death. That big bastard Aurochsen spilling enough of my kin's blood. Our course is clear. We must set foot out for Ailport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Farstim, often stands guard at the port gates. He might know something of the lad's whereabouts. Have I seen a boy wandering about by himself? As a matter of fact, me and my fellow guard here just watched a young lad traipsing off to the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our post and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late, so if you mean to head after him, pray so do so quickly. Hells, I might even pass along word to the Marauders Guild. You'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. Have you found any signs of Sighard? He must have been in a desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings in such a careless manner. I myself came across this wood axe, a tool the lad took from the stead, perhaps? Gods below, Tolucc, over there! Tolucc. Step aside. Where's Owen? He breathes yet. We withdraw to the Red Rooster stead. Follow my lead, Tolucc. You brought him home. I don't got the words to thank you. The lad's past the worst of it. He struck his head in the fall, though, and it may be some time before he opens his eyes. Thank you for coming, brother, if you hadn't scattered those jackals when you did. I've done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from the airport, I realized the dangers were greater than I had anticipated. No single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. Pray accept my apologies, Nedard. You turned to us for help, and yet your grandson now lies before you, broken and battered. You risked your lives to save little Ligard. As a man to find fault with that, it's me who ought to be begging for forgiveness for the wounds you took protecting my foolish boy. You needn't concern yourself with our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There's not more we can accomplish here, Tolucc. It's time we return to the guild and focus on other tasks. I'm glad the lad will live, but I fear this will not keep the last time Sigurd abandons caution in his thirst for vengeance against Kujata. The wound in his heart festers and seethes, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. But we must not think ill of the boy. Instead, let his helpless rage be a spur to our efforts. I say again, Tolucc, Kujata will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be. Axemaster Wizoan wishes to set you a trial that will hone your strength and skill to even greater heights. Tolucc, our near disastrous encounter with the pack that follows Kujata has been preying on my mind. The overwhelming number of the beasts was not beyond aught I had imagined. Even the most dedicated marauder could not have hoped to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. And if we cannot dispatch the pack, then Kujata remains beyond our reach. Thus I prepared for you a trial that shall unleash your deepest reserves of destructive strength. As before, Tolucc awaits you at the Bismarck to guide you on your path. Do not squander this opportunity for growth, Tolucc. The pride of the guild itself rides on the keen edge of your axe. You've word from my brother? Ha! The pride of the guild, eh? My brother has placed quite a burden on your shoulders, it seems. But from what I have witnessed, if any marauder has the skill and determination to put down Kujata, then it's you. And there is, of course, the matter of Sigurd's vengeance. You don't want to disappoint the poor boy now, do you? Let us be about this trial, Tolucc. I shall meet you on the salt strand in Lower Lenosha. where your training is going to take place. Well, naturally, I will be there. Without me, you're like to forget to tend your wounds and bleed to death. Well, this should be the place. I don't see... do you sense that encroaching aura of violence, Tolucc? Pray, unlimber that axe of yours. That seems to be the last of them. Compared to what we faced before, though, it wasn't terribly... So this is the indomitable Tolucc Goro. Who in the Seven Hills are you? Wait, is that... We have deemed you worthy of our challenge. Come, Marauder, let us test the edge of your steel. Oh, brother. It seems my underlings have provided you with poor sport. Very well, I shall take your measure with mine own blade. Do you not think to show me quarter, Tolucc? For I shall surely show you none. I yield. Your strength has humbled us all. Aye, it might just be enough. We are done here, my colleagues. Drag away those who cannot stand. Your display of prowess was truly impressive, Tolucc. Worthy indeed. What a ridiculous charade. Did he honestly think we couldn't see those who paltry disguises? Though I am confident my brother's act was not born of malice, rather, he hoped by concealing his identity that the trial would seem more threatening, thus increasing its effectiveness. Not an entirely successful undertaking, but one must appreciate his intentions. It's time for you to return to the guild. Oh, and as a favor to me, pray indulge Wires Owen in his little deception. Subterfuge is not a marauder's forte. Tolucc, I have heard that your skirmish on the Salt Strand. You did well to topple opponents of such formidable skill. But let us not dwell on the nature of those masked men. What is important is your triumph in the face of overwhelming odds. Your fellow Marauders are honored to have you swing your axe in this guild's name. They stand behind you one and all, as you prepare to overcome your greatest trial yet. Aye, the time's come for you to bring Kujata's bloody rampage to an end. When next he rears his horrible horned head, you should be ready to bury your blade in his skull. Axemaster Wizoan appears to have some urgent news for you. Tolucc, your confrontation with the beast is at hand. Kujata has made his presence known. Reports place the creature to the northeast of the Red Rooster's stead, in the vicinity of the Grey Fleet. There's little more for me to say but this. Harness all the strength you have built through your labors of sweat and blood and unleash its full fury upon Kujata and menagerie of scavengers. Sighard lies abed, trusting in your strength and praying for your victory. I ask that you go to the lad before the battle and tell him you venture forth to fell the object of his vengeance. Such news could cheer his little ailing heart. The time has come, Tolucc Goro. May your axe strike deep and true. Tolucc, I'm sorry for making trouble. No, I deserved what I got. It's my own fault for not believing in you. But you came back anyway, and now you're gonna take that axe to Kujata's head, ain't you? I know you can beat that bastard, you got to. I heard Kujata has reared his ugly head again, and I reckon you'd not be that far behind. I hope you won't object to me lending what aid I can. We've been through much, you and I'd see this to its end. Brunbar, well, he felt much the same, so here we are, a pack of two to offset the ravenous beasts that follow Kujata's wake. Might be as I'm sticking me nose where it ain't wanted, but I couldn't abide the thought of you facing that monster solo. Kujata's got his friends, so it's only fair that you've got a couple too. And what are friends for if not to lighten your load? I already did some of the groundwork for you. Seems like a farmer and his wain have fallen victim to the fiend's pack. If we follow the trail of destruction, it might just lead us to the big bugger himself. Tolucc! It appears our timing was fortuitous. The Axe Master carried me here so I could see. You did it. You really did it. Ma, Da, do you see? Tolucc killed the bastard. He's finally dead. Thank you. Thank all of you. Tolucc, do you reckon I could learn to swing an axe like that? When I'm bigger, I mean. I want to protect folk too. Keep them safe from, monsters and things. If you train hard, then naught is beyond your reach, young man. And that's what I'll do. I'll train every single day. You'll see, I'll be the strongest hero there ever was. I saw it with my own eyes, and I still can scarce believe it. You brought down the mountain. It's done, Tolucc. You have answered the boy's prayers and upheld the pride of the guild. Hold your head high, Marauder. I shall be waiting your triumph return to Limsa Laminsa. Well done, Tolucc. I knew from the first moment we met that you would rise to meet any challenge. That was truly a mighty feat, Tolucc. Never have I seen a marauder so dedicated to attaining the pinnacle of her discipline. In recognition of your achievements, I, Axe Master Werzowen, pass on to you our guild's final technique, the thrill of battle. This skill teaches you to embrace the fear and danger of combat, allowing you to push the wall beyond the normal limits of your stamina. Though the thought brings me joy and sadness, there is not more I can teach you. May the memories of your time here at the guild sustain you as to strive for greater heights of perfection. Experience now shall be your tutor. There will always be greater foes and deadlier challenges on which test your blades. Of that I am certain. You enter a realm of our craft in which even I have never set foot. I only hope that when you reach the very boundaries of our art, you'll return to share your triumphs with us. Until then, Tolucc, may your axe ever swing true.